All right, so we are on the last day of August. It is shooting sports month. After this hat goes off. Go back to the regular ones. Probably Black Rifle Coffee or Frankie hat, whatever hat at the moment. But I need a haircut anyways. All right, so shooting month. We've gone over safety. We've gone over different shooting positions. We've reviewed some guns. We've had some gunfather issues. Let's see what else. What else we got going on here? Man, here's wacky right there. But let's see. Hunting season's around the corner. I'm excited, man. I love hunting. Hunting. Spending time with my dad every fall. I loved it. I mean, I grew up lucky, even though my parents split. My dad just lived a few miles away. I saw him a couple times a week, every other weekend. So lucky kid. Very privileged. Very grateful for all of that. Fishing and hunting, though, that was a growing up normal thing with my dad, and I used to just love it. I used to get so excited. I think, heck, he'd get all excited more than we just the fact we could. Hey, hey, James Simpson, thanks for dropping in. But hunting season's on the right around the corner. I'm curious, people. I hunt with a 30-30 lever action. Probably do some stuff with that. Just an old Marlin. That's iron sights. Never used a scope on it. Got my first deer back when I was 14. Got my first elk when I was 15 with it. So it's kind of a fun one. Most people growing up hunting that I was around uh, always used 30-06. It seemed like, but I think that's what my dad. Yeah, my dad's is Springfield 30-06 bolt action. But I don't know. We'll go over some hunting stuff. As far as that goes, hunting out here is huge. I mean, out here in South Dakota, especially when it comes to pheasant. People love to pheasant hunt out here. I mean, we've got about 20 cities or little towns here in South Dakota that they all claim to be the pheasant hunting capital of the world. One of them, Redfield. If any of you guys have seen some of my older posts or stuff like that, or even on some of my other social media, Redfield's got this huge statue of a giant pheasant. You drive through. I mean, they've got like pheasant capital of the world, all that type of stuff, whatever. But Aberdeen here in South Dakota, they claim it. Pheasants are nuts. Now I don't know, y'all watching this. I know a lot of people are from the East Coast. A lot of people don't go hunting, and that's perfectly fine too. That watch my channel and some of my older channels I used to have, but pheasants are suicidal birds. Like out here, so with harvest season going on, South Dakota is a pretty big agriculture state for a lot of you guys that are new or don't know. You've got cornfields after cornfields after cornfields. It's very similar to a lot of the other Midwest states. Um, my wife and I, there's a route that we go on a drive for. Um, as you're hitting this route, or if I'm driving out to the range, even which is on this route, you've got pheasants like seriously running across the street, and then they will start to take off to fly, but they fly at such a weird angle and whatnot as they're doing it. Man, there's so many dead pheasants just on the side of the road from roadkill every year. They're just nuts. But with harvest coming up, they go even crazier because you've got all that machinery going on. You've got trucks dropping food everywhere. And, I mean, these pheasants. It's just put it this way: you can't get in trouble in South Dakota if you jump out of your car and shoot with your shotgun. There's no uh, road hunting rules, and so yeah, they don't mind. But you can only shoot 3 roosters per day. Um, you know, sometimes you might see it's kind of funny. You'll see a fish and game guy or Department of Natural Resources guy, and they'll have a checkpoint stop. They'll be checking people. And you'll have traffic like lined up down the street or whatever, going all the way back, and you'll see either dudes throwing roosters out the side of their car into the field because they poached and they've got like 12 extras or whatever. And then what's even more funny is these dudes will be throwing them out, and then you'll see these other guys who were out hunting that didn't get anything, and they'll be like picking some of these roosters up and putting them in their car. It's pretty funny. There's some hunting with some older guys and whatnot. Like my daughter Scarlett's grandpa. I used to go hunting with him quite a bit, and boy, he had some great hunting stories. I mean, hunting stories, what's so fun is they're so legendary, and half of them, I mean, they're complete utter bullshit. Or, I mean, I guess they could be real. I don't know, but I've never all the legendary hunting stories I heard growing up. It would take too long for me to tell any of these stories on YouTube. Probably bore people half to death before I finally got to the point. It's more so like hunting with my dad as a kid, and his dad, my grandpa, who's passed away. He would always go with us, and me and my brothers would draw straws as to who's going to sit in the truck with him, because he would tell stories after stories after stories, and we'd all heard them at least every single year that one of us was in the truck with him going hunting up on the other side of the ridge or whatever. But like my grandpa would tell me about the ghost deer, and this deer that he shot it like 12 times and it's still alive, and like it's still up on that ridge, and he's chased it down so many times. I mean, just complete utter craziness. But when you're 5, it's cool. But then by the time you get all the way up to when you're actually shooting deer and whatnot yourself, it's like, oh my gosh, Grandpa, I can tell this story better than you now. And I wasn't even alive back in the 50s. But that's, I don't know. It's kind of a lot of fun stuff. I try explaining that type of stuff to my kids, and they're like, yeah, but you haven't gone deer hunting this year yet, Dad. I said, nah, never mind, forget about it. Another thing that's kind of funny, kind of odd, kind of strange, I guess, too, is like when it comes to like shooting animals, there's a lot of people that live in like urban cities that don't realize that meat comes from animals. This blows my mind. I could not get over this. Like, they thought hamburger, you just go to the store and it's there. That's crazy. I mean, like, they never taught them in school, they slaughter, you slaughter cattle, beef, pork, chicken. And they, I was talking about eating rattlesnake with some people or whatever once, and they were just like completely freaked out by it. Isn't that like poisonous or dangerous? No, just the venom glands, their teeth. I mean, I think if you piss off your sister or something, she could be more dangerous than a rattlesnake. It just depends on the case. But you've got people that had no idea that beef cattle is where meat came from. And I just thought, so where do you guys think it came from? Like, they really think it grew out of the ground? I'm going freestyle today on this topic, by the way, people. I know usually I'm kind of all over there, but heck, it's the last shooting day of the month. So, and then I thought about it. I'm like, you have a lot of these like Impossible Burgers, or what's the other one called? If you in the meat section now at the grocery store, or at Walmart, whatever, groceries there or whatever, they have like plant-based protein type foods now or something like that. I mean, do a lot of people think that that's how all meat is? I mean, that's all like fake, soy and all that junk. But do people think that that's actually where meat comes from? I mean, that's just freaking nuts. I just can't comprehend that, because I've seen animals slaughtered since I was a kid. learn how to clean animals after hunting and all that junk. It's fishing, same thing. Clean your own fish if you're going to eat it. It's been an established rule, unless it's safety or some sort of vermin. If you're going to kill it, you're going to eat it. But I just think, gosh, man, that's nuts. That's just insane. And then it's like I grew up. Well, I learned how to swim at a very young age. You've got a lot of people that live in the cities and stuff like that. They don't know how to swim, and they don't have anywhere to go swimming. That completely shocked me. Um, it was it's just because I've lived out in these areas where either rural or it's more country than city or whatever you want to call it. It's like, well, they have nowhere to go swimming in some of these big cities. I mean, there is the ocean, but you're not going to go out and learn how to swim and do laps in the ocean unless you're in the Navy. And I think they go to Great Lakes in Chicago, but or Illinois or whatever. But like for their boot camp, and it's like I one of the people on here was commenting with me, and we were talking about guys learning how to shoot a rifle or standing up to the line to shoot handguns for the first time, and their adrenaline. And so many people have never even shot firearms before until they got to boot camp and infantry school and all that type of stuff. And it's just crazy to think that like I'm so used to that stuff, and so I just think it's like so normal because I've been doing it since I was a kid. But there's a lot of guys out there that haven't, and it's crazy. And this is what part of the conversation we had was, we were talking about adrenaline. We were talking about how it's so easy, you start to shake from the adrenaline. He had mentioned that, and I said, yeah, it's crazy. You get out there, and then like some of these guys have never even fired a firearm before, but man, some of those guys are some of the best shooters you'll ever see in your life. And it's just like out of nowhere anomaly. It's amazing. Like some of them, it's just so natural to them. It's like, man, where did you learn to shoot? Like, have you been shooting your whole life or what? Nope, this is the first place I've ever shot a gun. Now, advantage-wise, I'll tell you what. The bad thing about shooting at a young age is you can develop bad habits, pretty early or whatnot. And this is opinions. It might be facts somewhere, but this is straight up Casey opinion right now. You develop bad habits at a young age. They're going to follow you all the way through. If you don't know how to shoot, you're going to be more observant and learning if you have a good instructor or whatever when you step up to the line. I'll tell you what, I've seen good shooters, crappy shooters. My daughter's going to be a better shooter than me. But fact of the matter is, everybody, it's amazing to me that, you go through it. It's like, damn, man, that guy's such a wicked shot. And you want to go shooting with that guy. You want to spot for that guy or whatever, because I'll tell you what, I think you become a better shooter when you're with somebody that's better than you. And that's the way to do it. I mean, it's, that's the guy you want to hang with. That's the guy that, sets the example. But it's like I said, though, like I watch my kids and I hope they're all better shooters. Once they get older, I think my daughter is definitely going to be better than me. I can already tell you that. As far as long range goes, boy, she crushes it. I don't know. We talk a lot of shit. Last time we went shooting, and we just go. Well, I can't really repeat what we say on here because I might get in trouble. But basically, it's who's the now, and we had to stop that one because of the profanity and whatnot. But I don't know. She can hit them at 50 yards. She can hit them at 75, and her groupings are a hell of a lot better than mine. But I don't know. We'll see. She still talks about wanting to be a cop, and for those of you that are newer that'll be watching this later on my reruns and replays, my daughter's wanted to be a cop since she was 3 years old, and that's all she's ever wanted to be. Wants to be a canine cop, all this stuff. I'm trying to talk her into, well, why don't you be a military cop? You know, do that, be an MP or something like that. Hey, Parks the Hunter, how you doing? Welcome, sir. But you know, with that being the case, you guys may know Rob Farlow or Stone Sailor on here. He was a military police. He was a master at arms, if I recall, in the Navy E6 for like 20 some odd years. Retired, great guy. He was a K9 unit, and he had a good career. And hopefully, maybe I can talk her into that. Because man, I don't know, being a female cop in the United States in a bigger city. I don't know. I just see it like on the news. I know Fox News, they always, Fox or CNN, whatever you watch, they're gonna always embellish one way or the other. But seeing female cops, like dudes just going up and like throwing ice at them or like dumping water in their face or crap like that. It's just like, man, I don't want my daughter to do that. But I don't know. We'll see on that one, guys. I've almost got the footage done. We'll get down to business, and I'll get off here and quit rattling and wasting y'all's Saturdays that you can be out doing something productive. Almost got the lying prone position shooting. Just about wrapped that up. Got some more editing on that footage to do. Let's see. We'll go with that. We'll go with some stay off the X stuff as far as rifles go. I've been working on some content for home defense. Colin, I really try hard not to call people out on shit anymore. I'm really trying not to do that on this channel, but that Johnny Q dude, that fucking kid, I just have such a hard time. I'll be scrolling past. All of a sudden, every now and then, his stuff will pop up. I can't even watch his stuff because it gags me. He's selling gear. He's basically an advertisement, which is awesome. Good for him, dude. I just can't stand watching it. I'm glad he's making money or whatever the hell he's doing. But when he passes on bad advice, it's like, that's the straw right there, dude. I have to address it. I feel like it's duty. It's if I don't say something about it, then I'm letting it happen. It's like you find out somebody's a chomo and you don't report them. That's how I feel. But so this guy, I made a video. I kind of tore him apart. Feel a little bit bad about it, but the fact is he's talking about running with your rifle in high, pointed up high, muzzle high. It doesn't even say high ready. But I'm like, okay, I'm watching it. And then he's like, yeah, you don't want to point your rifle down, because if you point your rifle down and you trip on a rock, you might fall and you might shoot yourself and you might hurt yourself. And so I'm just thinking, that doesn't make any sense, because you could do the same thing with it pointed up. I've always heard low ready. That's how we were told. You run with it low ready. You can book it, or if you're climbing or something, high ready, I guess, would be the case. But when you've got people around you, high ready, I mean, you're going to turn somebody into a human Pez dispenser. You're more likely to shoot somebody else walking around high ready, doing all that. But I present the facts in it and everything like that, and the comments I get. Now, a lot of you guys, I enjoy the comments where, people write smart ass things or things they don't know what they're talking about. This dude, he I don't know, somebody was telling me that, well, you could create informative and educational content like he does, rather than be an a-hole about it. And I said, well, this was informative. Is it not? I mean, I'm informing you basically, it's on my community page. I'm informing you basically about everything wrong this dude's telling people to go do that's dangerous. I mean, it is dangerous. Firearms is a huge responsibility. That guy, I mean, congratulations. He's got a ton of subscribers and a successful channel. He's got a responsibility though, man. Like, if you're going to talk about guns, you got to talk about it responsibly. It can't be just like Deadpool John Wick. If you look at his show, his shit, and his channel, you'll see what I'm talking about. Everything is do it like John Wick, boom, boom, boom. Probably about 30, 40 things talk about John Wick. I mean, it's like, okay, guy, we're handling real firearms here, and you're talking about John Wick. John Wick this, John Wick that. Yeah, it appeals to kids who play video games or people who don't know very much about firearms, which is dangerous because this isn't movies, this is real life. But anyways, so there's that. I'm not going to get back into capping on people like that. I don't like doing it, like I said. Every now and then I will, but other than that, we'll do that. We'll do some get off the X. We'll do some home defense stuff. Go over it. Other things along that line. Some more different form and stance. Just basics. Your meat and potatoes. But with firearms, guys, like shooting month. I was posting shorts constantly, nonstop. All that kind of promote it. Hopefully, it reached some people. If it didn't, well, I tried, right? But anyways, guys, you guys enjoy your Saturdays. I'm gonna go out, go do some shooting. Actually, go do some fishing too. There's a lot of bass out right now, and you guys enjoy that. Be with your families. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend, man. Get off YouTube. Let's get out and go do some shit. All right, take care, guys.